Oh man. Can we get we can't really get the side in there. Oh man, Popeyes.
I'm gonna Popeyes. I'm gonna Popeyes all over your biscuit. What? Oh shit. I'm gonna Popeyes. I don't know.
No.
I don't know why.
Stop.
I'm gonna Popeyes.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
I'm gonna Popeyes.
No.
Oh! Snap my shit, goddamn. This fucking meanie head.
Okay. Welcome back. We're back on the road again. If you couldn't tell, we just ate Popeyes. It was delicious.
I'm so fucking full right now, we might crash.
I think we can talk about that.
Why?
I think we both agree that in total I put down more food than you.
Yeah.
I could still eat.
That's fucking crazy. I had a sandwich, cheese, and like...
The mac and cheese is so good. I'm shocked. It was genuinely
Which of these two idiots?
pretty dang good, mac and cheese. I'm always wary about fast food mac and cheese, but that mac and cheese is
That mac and
good.
cheese is different, man.
That was pretty good.
They put their blood, sweat, and tears into that mac and cheese.
Like that tastes pretty close to homemade.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be 100% honest, that's pretty close to homemade.
Yeah.
But how is that possible? How did I put down more food?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Over the past few months, I get really anxious eating. I don't know why.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so I've stopped really eating like that, which isn't good because eventually I start snacking.
Yeah.
Bad.
You know, I get that though. Probably since you're driving too, that adds to the anxiety.
Yeah.
Look at this old building. Look at that old Pepsi sign. I'm sure a few years ago, that was probably back in my day.
Back in my day, I used to beat women.
Back in my day, they didn't get mad when you beat your wife.
Back in my day.
They joined in.
That's fucking crazy. Now we're taking the back roads.
We are taking the back roads. But yeah, crazy. I think I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but I was just telling Alex this. When I used to go for lunch with Fry in high school, I'd still be putting down more food and fattier foods than everyone else.
Caleb should be fat.
I should, by all accounts, I should be extremely obese. But I somehow am not. Like, from high school, I should have been obese. I should have been extremely fat. Now, I do eat pretty healthy, so it does make sense. But definitely in high school, man, I ate bad. I would literally, I had a tradition that I wouldn't go to bed until I had a milkshake.
What the fuck?
I would make a milkshake every night before bed.
How are you not fat? Now
I don't know.
I want your metabolism.
It's crazy, but apparently none of what I ate, it actually went to physical embodiments of anything.
Right.
Given that I'm short, not fat, wasn't working out in high school, at least not to the point where I would be needing to have that much calories. So I genuinely don't know where all that food went.
Went right into the hormones.
I guess.
Right into the hormones.
Whatever that means. That's the only place it could go, I suppose. My brain? In my brain? You know.
I love food, but sometimes, man, it's kind of weird how getting fat works. It really does.
Explain.
Because it's all like, I eat food, right? But then because I don't move, I get fat. Man, that's kind of
I think that's exactly how that works.
Yeah, it is. I'm being funny.
But like, I don't know. I think you just doing daily tasks that require you to be active, I think for some people is enough to keep them.
Oh, okay, hold on. Not random side tangent, but something that makes sense. Being fat back in the day, like actual hard labor is what you were doing for most of the day, is actually insane. Because I was thinking about it, right? Is you start doing the math. So like, imagine you're building a house, right? And lifting all that log. Cutting down. No. I'll even go further. Running around, finding a place to make your home. you burn X amount of calories. It's probably a lot. Then you have to chop down the wood to make said house. Then you have to lug around that large wood in a lot of different ways and positions for multiple days in a row while still feeding yourself. And then to build that house and then probably upkeep it constantly and then going out to hunt constantly, there is no goddamn reason why you should be fat.
I mean,
because that's
naturally people do build a layer of fat just because naturally every mammalian organism
needs
it to survive the winter. So that's why we tend to eat more during wintertime, is because, like, not only because our holidays are built around that, but like literally our holidays are built around that because that was just the thing we did to prepare for winter, is just eat a lot. But like, I don't know, the human body just is weird with how it adapts itself. Because like Colby was talking about this the other day, that it's like a person who sits all day is gonna have their body eventually just adapt to sitting all day. Where at some point you just basically become a blob to just sit and do stuff. But like, as opposed to if you do have like tasks that are at least somewhat physical in nature.
That's why I try to move around a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I sit down I say for a majority of my day, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, like yesterday, I tried to go for a walk. I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk today. I'm feeling very walkish. Then it started raining. I'm like, what?
I think it's the difference, too, is that there will be people who...
Oh, my God. The police.
Yeah, the popo. Sure, factually. But there's people who will... Because you sit in a office chair, which I think is very different than if you were to like be sitting on a couch.
It's a gaming chair, but yeah.
But like sitting in that chair, I think, because you have to sit up, you have to at least like be attentive. That's at least using your spinal muscles in some way, shape, or form. That still is keeping you at least somewhat more active than somebody who would be like either in their bed or on a couch, like leaned back, not having to use any muscles at all.
Yeah, I won't lie. Sometimes I lean back when I edit, but I can definitely tell it's like I'm being unproductive with it. So I try to sit up forward. I do slouch, but I think I just have a natural slouch. I think it just is that. But like, I do try to like focus and like.
That's probably why I've always had a muscular back, because as a child, I never sat back on anything when I'd play games. I'd have to sit up in front of the TV to where my back muscles would be sore. So I probably just built up a lot of back muscles from that. I don't like working out back.
Really?
But yeah, back just sucks working out. It's awful. Probably because you're not really supposed to lift anything with your back muscles.
No.
You're supposed to use your legs.
Yeah. The human body is just built around its legs.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It's kind of fucking weird. The only muscles you should be really using are your calves, your thighs, technically your upper chest, and your arms. Nothing else past that should be being used.
Arms, if you work out arms, that's strictly for looks.
Yeah.
Because chest matters a lot more than arms.
Yeah.
Which is why I work out
arms. In specific, the forearms, like bicep and tricep, yes, because sometimes you do need to lift things with that. But like anything, it's really weird. It's just all upper and all lower, nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be using anything in the middle, because the middle is like where all your squishy stuff is at.
Yeah. But I mean, it does help. Like core stuff does help with certain tasks. But for like the average person, you don't really have to do that.
Yeah.
Like you'll naturally be able to work out those muscles.
Yeah. And eventually, because you worked out, full body exercises are really good for that, because eventually you'll just passively eventually get abs.
Yeah.
Passively. Now, will they end up showing? No.
But see, I'm doing the fast train. I'm actually doing ab workouts, and I'm starting to get the little definition right here. It's like you get that line for some reason. I don't even know what that is.
Wow, you're starving yourself. You're dehydrated.
No, I drink water.
It's really funny that somebody told me that. It's like, yeah, the reason why you see your abs is because you're just fucking dying. You're just like, oh, really? It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to see those. They're supposed to be, out of every part of your body that should have fat, it's your abs. You need fat around your abs. It's the whole point. Because if your guts open up, you're cooked. You're cooked. Cooked, I say. But going back to Popeyes. Popeyes fucks. And it wasn't that bad.
So good.
What I got was for $13. It's cheaper than Wendy's. I don't know why there isn't more Popeyes.
Mine costed me $20.
Then.
I did order a large.
Yeah. Even then, I think if I were to order my regular stuff, I still think would have been cheaper by like $1 or something.
I think in terms of fast food, I think it might be one of the more healthy options too.
That's fucking crazy.
It's all chicken's white meat, and it wasn't very greasy either.
No, it wasn't.
Like, it's shockingly light considering it's fried chicken.
Yeah.
I think fried chicken does get done wrong more often than not.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think they cook it correctly.
Yeah.
It's like, when we make like fried chicken at home, it's so light and refreshing. I guess we do more like pan fried, not deep fried, but still it's like, it feels good. Like, not like I'm getting weighed down. And right now, like, I don't feel like sluggish from how much I ate. I feel good.
You feel good? I don't know. Maybe that's the anxiety talking. Sometimes it happens. I don't know. That's been a new phenomenon with me. I don't know where it showed up from. Or maybe I kind of do. I have ideas. But it's just like, sometimes I eat and I'm just like, maybe this is the difference between us, is when I eat, I get eepy.
I do sometimes too.
I'm just eepy now.
It really depends, but sometimes I do get pretty sleepy.
Like sitting in my bed right now, snuggled up into a ball.
I don't know. Maybe it's because my stomach's not completely like stuffed full, that I'm still just like, all right, let's do stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. I think I do want to do smaller portions.
It might be because you had a sandwich too, so the bread's
you know what?
That's filling.
That is true. I did have bread and mayo.
The biscuit wasn't bad though. The biscuit.
You know
felt
what?
very
I have
light,
to bitch and complain. That biscuit was ass.
Really?
I like KFC biscuits better.
Dude, I don't like that biscuit was buttery, and I love the butteriness of that biscuit.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm more of like
the KFC biscuits. Like, they say Popeyes biscuits dry, but the KFC biscuit is dry.
I think that's why I like the KFC biscuit.
I don't like dry. I like flavor and butter.
Flavor, butter. Butter.
Also, when you cook stuff on like a pan, what do you use to oil up the pan?
I think it depends on the ingredient. For the most part, I just probably use like vegetable oil, something like that.
I've started to strictly just use butter now.
Butter's good. Butter does the job.
I don't think vegetable oil does the job as good as it, especially with eggs. Like, using butter
with eggs?
is so much better. Cows.
You're gonna see a lot of those on this road.
But like, I had to tell Kai this because when he was under my supervision during the summer, I had to cook him breakfast.
Cows.
And he was always talking
Holy shit, is that LeBron?
How his mom cooks eggs with like oil and stuff. And I'm like, trust me, dude. I used to use oil, but butter just makes it so much better.
Oh no, Nat showed me that. She was like, you want to butter these? I'm like, butter eggs? I was like, the fuck?
It's so
and I
good.
tried it. I'm like, I've never been able to go back. I'm like,
no.
And even then, I wonder, I was like, what kind of different butters can you use to enhance the egg experience?
Probably a lot. I like using salted butter because at that point, it's getting seasoned as it's cooking.
Oh no, wait, hold on. Okay, we're speaking about eggs now. Do you season your eggs?
Scrambled, yes. Otherwise, no.
I do it both ways now. I didn't do it with Over Easy or Sunday Side Up, but I just season. I put like what? It depends what I want. I kind of start freeballing it at one point. I'll go garlic, onion, herbs of some kind on eggs, bro.
Well, do you like the runny yolk or the hard yolk?
I don't like hard oak. At that point, just fucking make some scrambled eggs.
But like, I don't know, because I think the runny yolk gives it enough flavor that you don't have to season with anything other than the butter.
Yeah.
So I just stick with the butter, and then I usually have something on the side with it anyway. But I do season scrambled eggs. Not even like, I don't use heavy seasonings with eggs.
What do you count as heavy?
Salt and pepper, like just adding a bunch of different stuff. I think eggs just need salt and pepper.
I have those too. Sometimes I like a little bit more of a kick with mine. That's one.
I think it depends, but like omelets, I think you can add a little bit more to that, just simply because. But even then, I only do salt and pepper, and then I think it naturally gets seasoned with whatever else you put in the omelet.
I feel that.
But everybody says they like my omelets.
I haven't had an omelet.
They're good.
In a very, very, very long time.
Last time I had an omelet at a diner, I think it was at, this might be the problem, but I think it was at the Cheesecake Factory. I got an omelet.
Why the fuck did you ask for an omelet at the Cheesecake Factory?
Yes, why not? What else was I gonna get?
Cheesecake!
Oh, you don't think I got cheesecake too?
Well, you should have got more cheesecake.
But I wanted dinner too.
That's like, I
so
remember
my dinner was an omelet.
I remember the one conversation with Mr. Bigwood about, it was somebody, I think it was Mr. Bigwood, where he was all like, why would you order anything else but like the food that place is known for? And I go, real.
That is real, but also literally the Cheesecake Factory, we were there for dinner, so I had to get dinner. I'm not gonna just eat cheesecake, because that's terrible for you.
Real.
But like, that omelet, like it was decent, but I was like, man, I know I can make a better omelet at home. So I've been, for that time, I think that was heading into junior year of high school. From that time onward, I was just like perfecting the omelet game.
The omelet game.
I took a break for a while, so I'm a little rusty now, but I just think you can make really good omelets at home. That's the thing. I've had a problem with breakfast diners lately. They just don't make breakfast as good as you can get at home.
Yeah.
Like, it's genuinely not worth it.
As the American culture enlarges itself, we lose things because of that. And the breakfast game is one of them.
The breakfast game genuinely is one of them, because literally, for the price that it takes to get the breakfast at a diner, I'm able to get sausage, biscuit mix, probably a sack of potatoes, and I have infinite eggs at home for my chickens.
Infinite egg glitch, unpatched.
Infinite egg glitch.
10,000 BC.
But like, it's so cheap to get all the breakfast stuff that you'd need to make it for your entire family at home. And then you go to a diner and it just doesn't taste that good. Like, their pancakes, I don't know how, but they're never that good. And I'm a big pancake guy. The only thing I emphasize is that I have to have some sort of breaded dish, breakfast dish, at my breakfast diner. And if they can't do that right, I'm not very happy.
One of the things I've always liked about breakfast diners, though, the sun! Ah!
Oh my gosh!
You're gonna have to do that.
No, it's too much.
Do I have to do it on mine? Does it save it on the camera or no?
Yeah, it's fine. It's good enough.
What is it? That vanilla-esque like flavor some of those pancakes have. I've always wondered how they do that. I've never figured it out anyway. But like everything else a diner can do, I can do at home. It's like I feel the same way.
Yeah. But also, I should have done a sound check before we started recording.
We're fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Something's catching our audio.
Something.
I'm sure of it.
Okay, I think we're good now.
But anyway, what were you saying?
That I like Batman.
I like Batman.
No, yeah, I agree.
Breakfast diners just, they don't hit anymore.
No.
I haven't been to IHOP in a while, so maybe IHOP's still.
Oh,
in the game.
I go to IHOP with Nat all the time.
Is it still good?
I fuck with it. I like country fried steak is a real man's food. I will fuck.
Maybe that's my problem is breakfast diners don't do blueberry pancakes.
No.
And it's
I'm gonna be
sad.
honest. It is a genuine crime that IHOP is the only breakfast institution that really does customizable pancakes.
It really is. I mean, I guess they're known for pancakes, but it's like, man, where's our breakfast
Denny's
diners?
does it. Denny's does do it, but not
But
to the extent
Denny's isn't
IHOP
even
does.
good anymore.
I like
Their
Denny's.
breakfast isn't good though. Like their other stuff's fine, but their breakfast is not good.
You know who you sound like right now?
What?
You sound like Charlie.
Charlie?
Hey guys.
God, dude,
Denny's kind of sucks.
Denny's was absolute doo-doo garbage last time I went there. I just wanted to have some crepes and eggs, and when I ate it, it tasted like a chicken had just laid an egg directly onto my forehead, smashed it open, and let the goop just go straight into my gullet.
And it started jiggling my balls. Let me hit a jiggy real quick, and he starts busting it down.
I was so disappointed when I took a bite of my breakfast at Denny's to find out that I could have had my mother make this at home and not had to have my balls socked by having to pay $20.
I think that's a pretty decent like Charlie. That's like it doesn't sound like Charlie, but like that's what he would say.
Yeah.
This is worse than Diablo 4. It's monetized actions.
It's absolutely criminal that I can't go to a breakfast place and get a normal breakfast without having to not only have a terrible experience, but also...
Okay, then hold on. Real question. So what is the worst breakfast place then?
I can't really say it. So far, the worst experience I had was at Denny's.
Okay.
It was just not good. I literally could have made pancakes at home so much better. But that was the worst experience I've had eating breakfast at a diner. Sherry's was good for a while, but
Something
they just
happened,
started
man.
upping the prices, and then
Where's the love,
the food
man?
stopped being as good. Last time we went there, it was like the food took forever to come out.
Yeah, well, they had that fucking giant ass party though.
That's true.
I can't blame them. There's some times when I know people can and will get mad at some things, but then it's all like, brother, I can't. There's a party of 8 people over there. That is a Destiny raid group.
A Destiny raid.
No, that's more than a Destiny raid group. That's a lot of food, dude. 8 people. People really don't realize food for 2 people is just a lot to make.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine 8 grown men.
But that's where it comes down to. Is just like we could have had the same experience but better at home.
Really?
I could have just made that whatever we ate for breakfast pretty much could have been made at home
Real.
and better.
Real.
And it's disappointing because my breakfast diners were my thing. It's ever since not Sherry's. What
It all went downhill since Sherry's.
What was the one that I forgot its name? That's how long it's been since it went away.
It's a fucking enigma.
I know it starts with a P. It's where the weed place is now. The Green Seed.
Oh.
The sign is still there.
Oh,
So if I saw it, I'd be able to read it. But for some reason, they're Perkins. Ever since Perkins.
How old is Perkins? I don't even remember this.
Perkins went away, I think, in like 2012, 2013.
Yeah, no, I wasn't around then.
But I liked that place. It was a good breakfast diner. It was like the breakfast diner that was like the go-to for like Easter brunch. But we didn't ever go there because we had other things to do. But like I can imagine you go there for Easter brunch and you have a very good experience. And we went there for Mariah's birthday a couple times. And I think Mother's Day we went there. But like it's like I feel like they were good, and ever since they were gone, all the ones in town just kind of started getting lazy, I guess. I haven't eaten at the Mom and Pop's though one.
I haven't either.
Maybe that one's really good. Maybe the more local one is actually the best one to go to, but it's in an inconvenient spot.
And you can definitely tell when they built it, it was probably in the center of town.
Yeah.
And they were chill, but then it grew, and it's not the prime anymore.
Yeah. And I think the clientele there are mostly like those weird old people that aren't decent to be near.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, the
grouchy old men?
The grouchy old men. Those ones.
The ones that smell?
The ones that smell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the clientele I've seen go in there. And I'm like, as much as I'd want to try it, I have a feeling that somehow that experience just is not going to be
Why don't
enjoyable.
we do that for a podcast?
We could.
Like,
I'm sure we could contact them and be like, can we record a podcast here? Just in a booth.
Can we just eat your food?
And eat. I feel like that's not hard.
No. Then they'd ask what a podcast is.
They might.
This isn't even really a podcast. We're just kind of vlogging our 1 hour journey back home.
Has this entire channel even been a podcast, or is it just us recording random stuff?
What are we, King?
What are we? I don't know anymore.
We're just chilling, man.
Because genuinely, a lot of the stuff we do, I don't think would be normally considered a podcast.
No, because I think we're just chilling. This is just a chill. This is
Pretty much.
Honestly, you know, it's just gang grumps.
Gang grumps?
It's just gang grumps without the games. Like, I genuinely think we should just start playing video games while talking.
We could, honestly.
I don't know why we just don't record our Helldivers and just fucking yap.
Honestly, like, we could probably have daily content. Like, I don't even have to edit. We just do random stuff and post
And
that.
people like that. I've noticed a spike in, like, weird, like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm just talking. Like almost classical YouTube coming back, and it's just like, what are we doing?
Because I think there's
it's gonna rain in this bitch.
Oh shoot! But I think like the channels or like the meta just became too overproduced. Like the Mr. Beast stuff, like since that became the meta, like I think that has had an extreme. Jacksepticeye was right when he said Mr. Beast ruined the platform.
Oh no, he definitely did.
It's just too much.
To prove the point, this is how I can tell that's right. My biggest video, the most terrifying Stan's Tusk, has very little editing. It is dog in terms of editing compared to the last video I just made, which I thought wasn't very like heavily edited, but it was edited. Like, you know, I had the swooshes and the swashes, and like things would go on screen, and I'd cut to maybe like some video or stuff. Like, it felt very basic, but I feel like people just like that. Like, it's just like,
I like simple.
It's just simple. Like, the overdoing it every 5 seconds is like, at one point, man, I think it's too brain numbing. Like, it's just overkill. I think people just do like that, and I try to keep like that. And sometimes I want to over edit. I want to make some like. I think I will do it. I'm gonna sometime, either tomorrow or maybe later today, before we play Warhammer or before we play Helldivers. I need to record gameplay. I want to really do this Halo versus Warhammer thing I have planned in my head. And I'm just in my head, I'm like, I want to over edit it because it's a cool topic. But in general, when it just comes to video making, for the most part, you can be like 80% just like, I have a fucking picture here, it moves left and right, I'll make it visually appealing. I call it, when I edit it, so I'll tell you how I do it. When I make the timeline, so I build from my voice to the music to the visuals, and then the last step is making it pretty. The making it pretty step is messing with the volume of my voice and the background music and making it look cool. Yeah. That stage, making it pretty, is not that complex. It is just getting like a transition here or it's just light. It's not supposed to be overdone. It's just not. That's what I do it.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit of color correction. It's not like Mr. Beast where there's, and I quite literally am not joking here, an edit to every 2 to 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, because I think
there will be a time for 15 seconds, just a picture, just going on screen, and then transition.
I saw somewhere that there's like a rule set for his videos that you do, like they have it where it's like you have to have some sort of visual happening within this time frame every few seconds, and it's like, how does that, as a creative, because even like the TV shows that were the ones doing the same thing basically before he started doing it on YouTube, like not even they had that much editing go into them. Like you didn't need that.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just overstimulating.
Yeah, it definitely.
Which I guess it works, but it's like I don't feel like it's worth
cows!
it. Oh my cows! Look at those cows! Look how many there are. I like animals. I think animals are neat.
Animals are definitely neat.
But it's like, man, I don't know. It's like we were saying in the last episode, it's just kind of disappointing to see this stuff.
I feel like that's why I have a really good core fan base. Like I always get views because people are just interested in me, and then like the editing. It's just it's very simple. You don't need a lot.
So I think that's why essay videos do good, because it's just like it's simple and people are talking about something interesting that you want to about a topic that you enjoy. It was like those Majora's Mask ones was just
I miss my wife, Caleb.
I miss.
I thought about that. I got sad.
Oh no.
I think
Do you want to talk about it?
I just miss Nash. It's been like a week and a half since I've seen her, since she's in Seattle, and I was just like, oh.
You know, in a weird sense, I get that same feeling, but sometimes I'm like sitting there in my room editing, and I'm like,
Oh, that's when it hits the worst.
I'm like, I kind of miss Angie. I'll just go out and just start teasing her about something.
Look at you being small.
Just a baby.
How is Angie?
She's a baby. She just got done being sick.
Oh, that's right. How many times? She's not a very healthy baby. She gets sick.
She's healthy. No, she's
like not like deathly sick, but I just mean she got a cold.
It's pretty much as soon as she goes out, because she doesn't leave the house very much. As soon as she goes out where other children are, she gets sick, because other children are always sick.
Yeah. That's the one bad thing about children. They don't got the updates required.
But I'm like, Sometimes I just sit there. I'm like, I kind of miss this nibbling. I'm gonna go see what they're up to.
What are they doing?
But I don't know. That's weird.
It is.
You miss people sometimes, even though you see them every day.
Yeah.
Well, not in your case.
No.
I just made it worse.
I love that woman though. She makes life happy.
Nice. Ooh, blueberries.
Blueberries.
Blueberries. What were we talking about?
We were talking about
essay videos.
Yeah, essay videos.
The Majora's Mask one I watched was just the editing was so simple, but like I don't know, just the topic was just interesting enough to keep my attention. Mm-hmm. That is just like she didn't need to go and do a bunch of crazy visuals. It's literally just like quotes about whatever she was talking about, and then the gameplay of Majora's Mask, and then occasionally she'd have like a graph showing something. It's like, this is interesting enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. At the same time, I was always fascinated with. I'm pretty easily fascinated by topics. If it's something I find interesting.
When it's a good, okay, so this is Alex's guide to a good video. No, sometimes I don't follow my own recipe. Good voiceover.
Uh-huh.
No, I take it back. Good topic. Good voiceover are probably 50 to more like 70% of what the video's worth.
That's absolutely true.
The rest is music and editing. That's it.
Yep.
So, and that just depends. That's more or less how a video works. I know how, because I remember kind of almost making a mental note of it when I made my what was original part 5 video, where I was all like, I'm gonna purposely try to overcorrect my really casual voice when I record, because sometimes I go all over the place. So I'll try to. I don't know if my podcast voice and my YouTube voice are similar, but when I go and like talk YouTube-esque, like I have this weird overtone. Let me see if I can do it like this. I don't think of a subject. When it comes to Hirohiko Araki's art style and overall portrayal of characters, it really depends on the part. It can either be really feminine or overly masculine. But in recent times, it's become more messy. So that's what I'll usually do. But sometimes I try to pull myself back, at least in specific with that video, and go, yeah, sometimes it's a little bit messy, you know. And I try to hold it in. I don't try to go overly bombastic. It's almost like writing. I've noticed where you only do that when you think they have your attention on on a certain point you're talking about in the video.
Yeah.
So I don't know how different that was compared to like what I'm doing now.
I think it definitely has a lot to do with like camera focus. Oh, when is it?
Is it blurry?
Okay, there we go. But like, I think it's really good to look at your videos as a viewer rather than as a creator.
Yeah.
Because like, you get a better idea of being like, would I really want to watch something where the guy's just overly enunciating every single thing that they're saying?
Over enunciating is dumb.
That was one thing I learned at the radio is you literally just talk. You literally just say words and people will be like, yeah. But if you're like, all right, guys, so listen up. Last time we were looking at this, and now we're just gonna go through with it. And it's like, you're not like, it might work on children, but like as a casual viewer
or an adult with a brain,
it's very much like
annoying.
It almost feels like you're being talked down to for watching that video.
Yeah. Just talk casual.
Because like the girl in the voiceover that did the Majora's Mask one,
really soft.
She was just a soft voice and very thorough in how she spoke. Just felt like I was having a conversation with somebody about the game.
So that's so this is a crazier meta. So I'll talk about the youth meta right now. Women have a dramatic, and I mean this, a dramatic, like, how would I say this? Power over an audience compared to a male voice. Because that soothing, like, how would I do this? Hold on, I'm gonna try to like reenact what I'm thinking.
Because she had a very like, because especially with the topic she was talking about being trauma, she was able to articulate it in a very comforting manner.
It's like this. It's really soft.
Yes.
And within Majora's Mask, it's soft. It flows nicely. I can't do that. That's not my personality. So, but those videos, I've noticed a trend with them is that if you're able to do that, it's not like male versus female. It's just a more feminine voice over a male voice. You will get views. That softness, people love. And
then on the opposite side, there's a guy who did a analysis on Silent Hill 2 and mouthwashing, and his cadence was very different, but it's just the way that he spoke that made it sound like a real person talking rather than somebody who's just playing a part of like a character telling you a story. It was like, hey, or not even hey, it was just, I was thinking about this, and there's genuinely some tones within Silent Hill 2 that I think are worth noting towards James's character. And it was a fascinating video. It brought me a whole new perspective on that game specifically, on how to view it. And it's like, yeah, genuinely interesting. But I just feel like a lot of that's lost on how the nuance, the meta is for what YouTube is now. It's like you have to be super like, all right, guys, let's just focus on what we're doing today. And today we're going on a car trip. Whoa. But it's always stuff like that, and I don't like that really.
No.
Like, I feel bad because I feel like I get lazy with the editing for the podcast, but I'm like, I don't feel like it needs all the bells and whistles for it to be at least interesting. Like, I feel like our conversations are enough to make it like to carry on.
If anything, what we should be doing is we should be, I guess this is maybe the thing we could work on, maybe not right now, but later, is like incorporating the audience with the talk. How do you guys feel?
What do you feel about this? Yeah, I think we've tried it a few times, but it really depends on like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
It's a pretty cool view if you want to look at the.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at this.
See, there you go. Incorporating the audience.
Look at that, guys. This is what the
liberals want to take from you.
This is Central Washington for you. I mean, that's the thing. Just going off tangent, just because we're looking at the scenery around. There's like, it's not exactly the prettiest, but there is a sort of charm to the basin that I don't think is appreciated enough.
Yeah.
I prefer not the basin, visually speaking.
I like this place, don't get me wrong. We'll go back to the YouTube meta thing, but like, I like this place, but going down to the West Coast and just being surrounded by the trees, you're just like, God, man.
Even the infrastructure of the cities is so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can tell that there's genuine like heart put into it. Whereas here, it's just very, like this right where we are right now isn't a good example because of course it's just mostly farmland. Mm-hmm. But like in Moses Lake, it's very much that you could tell they don't really care about how the city looks, which is sad.
Yeah, I think
it's genuinely sad because I feel like we could make it a very nice looking place to live. But it's what the Lorex says. Unless somebody cares an awful lot, nothing will get better.
Nothing will.
So
the Lorex is telling you to kill your politicians?
The Lorex doesn't say that. The Onceler actually says that. But, yeah. It's just one of those things, I guess.
It's just one of those days.
You don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks.
Weird song. But, like, of course, going back to the YouTube meta thing, it's like that. Casual videos like that tend to blow up more regularly than you think it is. There's a rhyme to it. It's not all luck based.
Oh no, yeah.
But to do that constantly is fucking brain numbing. That's why you don't see it on my channel. If you notice, you'll see me all my videos are very casual. If there's an idea, I do some scripting and I just yap. But to be like, I gotta talk like this for 20 some minutes and then make a very dedicated editing style for that cadence is very, very tedious. Like, I couldn't do that.
I think with those people who have those sort of channels take a lot of time on one video.
I know a girl. I think they're a girl. They might be trans. I don't know if they're a guy or a girl anymore. I'm confused. They are very tedious in what they do. They overwork on one video, and it's like, you know what, girlie, go ahead.
But I think it's worth it if that's what you want out of your channel.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But there's just some people more dedicated to one topic.
Because like for this channel in specific, it's more about like talking about like what's on our mind in any given moment. So it's going to be more fast-paced. We're not going to have to spend a lot of time on one thing. Or like your channel, you're more talking about like something you read that you're talking about, or like a new thing that came out that you want to analyze.
Yeah.
So it's less fast-paced than this, so you can take your time on it. Mm-hmm. But it's also going to be a lot more fast-paced than somebody who wants to make a full essay video on something that came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like with Silent Hill, how they're doing a full comparison of that with and mouthwashing about how that is talking about abusers and like how they get brought up in society.
Rant. There is an overabundance of mental abuse in indie games. I have no idea what's the trend with.
I think it's
with that.
Because with horror games, it's that's like one of the biggest ways you can portray that horror of having to live through that. I think is through like a horror game, and you can make it a lot more like nuanced that way. So that's why we see that kind of storyline a lot. But I think it's a very good storyline to tell.
Undertale changed the gaming industry.
Undertale. I don't know the story of Undertale, to be honest.
I still need to play it. It's something.
It looks good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Silent Hill 2 I think does it very well because, like I said, I guess one of the things that it sounds like is a very big part of the remake, especially, is that the player's choices really matter to what kind of story is told for them. Because the conclusions I came to about that story are very different to what that guy in the essay video came to.
So what did he come to?
So
I'm curious.
He made his point was that the story of Silent Hill 2, since it's told through the lens of an unreliable narrator, that it's basically James Sunderland as an abuser trying to convince us, the players and the audience, and maybe even himself, that he's a good person and not an abuser, when in reality he was. But through the story I got, getting the in water ending, is that James Sunderland was more of like, because you don't really get any true knowledge of what their relationship was like prior to the events of the game.
It's all they do. Okay, this is a writing thing I figured out. I've been learning a lot about it, and like just 2 hours ago, or to you guys last week, what I've been learning is a lot of authors, in order to intrigue the audience, will just leave everything open-ended.
Yeah.
The whole like pick your idea of how, of what the story is to the audience, just really captivates people. So because of that, I understand why Silent 2 and like where you and that guy can differ. It's just because Capcom was just like, what if we just didn't give you a fucking answer?
That's actually Konami.
Konami, my bad.
But like, because I think the original was definitely different too, because it sounds like in the original game, that's very clear that James Sunderland's a terrible person. Whereas in the remake, they made it a little more nuanced, because I think that adds more to the story. If you are able to question whether or not James is an actually good person, or if he was terrible the whole time, I think adds new layers to just how you view people as a whole. Not even just in the game, but like just in reality too. Because like, I can definitely see a story that James Sunderland was always an abuser, and that when his wife got sick, he just took it a step further and killed her. But I can also see where I got it from is that her getting sick drained him to the point of
becoming an abuser,
snapping and kind of becoming an abuser, but like lashing out on his wife because of all the things that happened from the stress and stuff from her getting sick.
That makes sense though.
Whether it's true, whether one ending is true or not, because it sounds like from even the comments, a lot of people kind of came to a similar conclusion that I did, and that it was like, it sounds like he based his ideals off of the ending that he got first, which was, I think, the leave ending, where you leave with Maria, who is she's a
I fucking love that.
Maria!
I love that fucking
But like she's basically like his manifestation of what he wishes his wife were. And like, so basically in that ending, that he didn't learn his lesson of what happened with his wife. So he's just gonna keep living through that cycle of like, because if something happens to Maria, he'll just be an abuser again. Whereas in the in-water one is like, he accepted the fact that he did something terrible and like made the choice to kill himself because of that, because there's nothing left for him. Whereas there's another ending where the leave ending is the one where he encounters his wife as she was sick in bed, and I think like essentially forgives himself and like realizes he was wrong, and also learns to forgive himself for what he did, and is able to leave the town with a little girl and that's how that
clip,
ending
an
is.
animation of the little girl. We talked about her before, so that's why I remembered. And it's all like, "Why are you here, man? You don't need to be here. Fucking leave.
Just go.
Just go away, bro." She's like, "Oh shit, I can't."
You're right.
And he fucking does, and I was like, Caleb told me about this.
But it's just, yeah, I think that's why that game is so good, because just there's so much to be taken from it that no person's one answer is going to be truly the full story.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody can come to a conclusion, whether it's legit or not, and pretty much everyone's conclusion can be right.
Yeah, and
Because based on your own perception of reality, you can come to that conclusion.
How do I enunciate this? When it comes down to drama, because that's what stories are, just drama.
Yeah.
When it comes to two people arguing, you don't know the full story, even though you could be said individual A or said individual B when arguing. Because it's like, why'd you get upset when I ate the bread? Or whatever. We'll just say hypothetically, somebody got mad because I ate the bread. It's like, well, it's just a piece of bread. But then to person B, the bread represented X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, trauma. Now it's like, oh, well, I didn't know the whole story before, because in my perspective, I was hungry and I wanted some bread. But to you, it was a whole symbolic thing. So it's just like, when you don't know that, you don't have the full thing. And then when you tell somebody else, they might agree with that side of the story. It's like, hey, I just wanted bread. Why'd they flip? So then when you get that side, it's like, oh. So then you get the whole thing, and then as person C, you can able to like break it all down. It's in its totality. It's all like, well, maybe one, it was just a piece of bread. Maybe you shouldn't have done that in the first place. But on the second hand, you probably should have asked beforehand, and then that's where you get to that conclusion. That's all stories are at the end, because there's meaning behind it, and that's why when a lot of people like bitch about like, oh, the curtain was blue, it's like, no, that was probably done on purpose,
There's some reason for that,
or was subconscious.
Yeah.
Because like as I write, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I sometimes write stuff and like I don't think there's any symbolism behind it, but then I read back on it and I go, wait a minute, did I unconsciously connect that?
Yeah.
So you don't even fucking know when you do it. Everything has meaning. That's the one thing in writing and just media and fiction in general. Everything has meaning. Everything is done for a very, very, very tiny reason or a massive one. It's always, especially in games where everything's done on purpose. God damn! That was a Supra.
Is that a Supra?
Was that a fucking Supra?
But like, yeah, I think that's definitely true. Because, like, I'm probably based on that guy's, like, what he's dealt with in life. He was probably also able to come to those conclusions about abusers and stuff, probably because he probably read up a lot about, like, abusive relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And also maybe knew people within those, like a few people, and got out of them.
It is a Japanese-based game, right? Yeah, and that's a kind of a thing in Japanese culture too. You also have to look at the time it was made, and in the time that it was made in Japan. What was it? The 90s?
I think it came out 2004.
2004. Let me think back on it. What was happening in Japan in 2004?
But I mean, regardless too, my thoughts on the game could also be wrong, because maybe through the other endings you learn more about his character, and that, oh, I guess he was a terrible person the whole time.
Yeah.
So, like, I genuinely, it just gives me a reason to want to play the game again.
Real.
Like, that's the magic of stuff like that. It gives you a reason to want to re-experience it.
Oh, I want to game now. Gaming. I love gaming, man. I love the new ones in story.
Oh, yeah. And even Red Dead, man. Like, a game like Red Dead gives you so much to look at.
There is so much. And it's, okay, this is what I like about stories. So there's regular drama, right? I like regular drama. It's cool. It tickles your fiction balls a little bit. But then when you get into the esoteric, where it's all like, this is why I like JoJo's, and even to a further extent, like Berserk, maybe even Chainsaw Man, where it's all like, when you start to involve like the grander cosmic identity of like destiny, it's all like, were these your choices, or did somebody else make these your choices?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh fuck, were you destined to fail in the first place? Was your whole existence just at this pivotal moment, I'm going to fuck up, and there's nothing I can do to stop it? I love that shit. Ooh, it gets me going, man. It really does.
So good.
Because that's the whole thing about Berserk. I have to reread Berserk, man. It's been on my agenda for a very long time now, but it's all like, how the anime phrased it and kind of how it's implied within the manga, it's all like, is Guts like destined to just be like just this man who roams endlessly during the apocalypse, angry and just broken constantly and just repeating the cycle? Or will he change that, as like fate is changeable? Which, in my personal belief, after viewing all these stories, fate is changeable. It's malleable like time. However, some certain actions will cause certain events in the future that you can't change, but what you do with them eventually changes them further along in the future. Mm-hmm. So it's like this weird, like, a box within a box within a box thing, where it's like, if I can change it, then I can change it again, or can I not change it again? Kind of repeats and repeats and repeats.
Yeah.
So it's cool like that. I like stories like that. You see it within JoJo's too, where it's all like, the Joestar family is always like meant to fight the evil regardless of whether they want to or not. Like looking at Johnny's a dickhead. Like he's a total asshole, total rich kid, doesn't want to do anything, does it all for himself, still has to fight a greater evil than himself. Still has to in his journey to get better, even though he is a prick and is selfish in and of himself. Yeah. So it's stuff like that. I love it. I love when it plays. Tasty.
I think a new interest of mine is stories with the unreliable narrator.
Ooh,
they're just so good.
I need to do that. I'm currently writing up my first draft of my first chapter. I do chapters differently. I'm not my mom. I know my mom and other people go like, well, you need to make the whole book first and then do it. No, I have a YouTuber thing with me where it's like, as I'm doing it, I am editing, and after I'm done doing it, I will edit it again before I go to the next chapter.
Yeah, that's how I do it too, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like it's much more efficient.
Yeah.
But like the unreliable narrator, it's good because it questions your audience. Your audience has to come to a conclusion. It's good. That's what all my favorite manga do it, and I don't think they do it on purpose, because it's all like, and then X and Y Z happens. You're like, is that intentional?
And when the unreliable narrator becomes a twist to the story, makes it like, those are like the best twists, is when you realize that, oh shoot, this character actually didn't know what they were talking about this whole time.
Yeah, no. It's like
I might have to do a whole separate video just talking about it, because I just think it's fascinating.
Oh yeah, no, the whole thing of the because then eventually, this is why I like power scaling, because it's just not power scaling, it's like a literary analysis. Because like, do you take the author's statement as true, the narrator statement, which could be completely separate of the author, the character statement, the side character, or the main character or any of his friends' statements as true? Because there's now several different statements, and who's right? Because eventually you would be like, the author, right? But it'd be like, no, death of the author, one of the most pivotal things in writing, can kick in if you want to use it as an argument, and now you have a jumbled fucking mess. But it makes it really interesting and like really cool to dig your teeth into. Yeah. So it's like, it's good. I have to figure it out. I want to do that now that you reminded me. I might do it when I get home after I drop you off. Now that I'm talking about it, but it's like, I'd say that's probably one of my favorite tropes. It's just
good. It's very good.
Layers of plot twist like a cake is beautiful. I'm trying to act like my grandpa when he says that. Beautiful. But yeah, there's my yap over.
Done. I think that was about it for that conversation.
Yeah.
There's not much more to explore.
It's so fucking dead here.
At least for now. It is quiet.
Yeah.
These roads are quiet right now.
For now, what time is it? 4? and no one's gone off at work yet.
Is anybody really working right now?
Just today? Sunday?
Saturday.
Oh, it's Saturday? Yeah, you got some people working on Saturday.
There's some,
It'll start to kick. It's not people working. It's people
going to party.
Yeah.
'Cause that's basically all there is to do this time of year.
It really is.
Go to
Worst time
bars.
of year. Go.
I will always say September is the worst month.
Why?
There's just nothing going on. Football's not that good. It's just
No games.
boring. No games really.
It's the most. Okay, I'll change the question. What is the most filler month? Is it still September?
Still September.
I think it would be August. August. Or
Maybe
September.
August.
August and
really,
September just feel like.
August is the Sunday of months because you're like for people, especially when like school was when we're still in school, is like I'm about to go to school. Summer's almost over. I can't even focus on anything fun because I have no responsibilities coming. That's basically what August is. And September is like the Monday. It's like, I have to be here.
So what's the hump day of the months?
So that's where it gets interesting because I think it's not in the same order as like a week because I think October and November are like the hump day where you're like, we're getting into some fun, interesting stuff.
And a lot.
And like we're not hitting a break right now, but it's actually like fun.
It's okay.
And then December, of course, is like Saturday, like Friday or Saturday.
So what is what's the Saturday Sunday? Is it
July has to be Saturday.
Really?
I think December's probably Friday.
I'd say June and July, the J months, are Saturday, Sunday for me. I would say so.
I still think August is more of a Sunday.
I guess maybe July and June.
June and July are both like probably like a Saturday.
They're a Saturday month.
And maybe even December might be Saturday.
There's several Saturday months.
But like, for sure, I think May's maybe like a Thursday or Friday. March and February, I think, are like Tuesday months.
Yeah.
January, February, March, that's like Tuesday. It's like the longest Tuesday.
It does feel long. You know what month drags on the most? To me personally?
Which one? January? I think that's...
I was actually going to say March. I feel like March drags.
March can drag.
March and April.
It depends on like how fast spring comes. Determines how long March will drag. Because like if March stays like this kind of weather, it's gonna drag.
Yeah.
But like as soon as it starts getting somewhat warm and like things start to actually bloom and like the bugs and stuff start coming back, then March starts to pick up a little bit and not be as monotonous. But when it's like this kind of gray beige kind of environment, it gets very monotonous to have to live through those months.
It's not fun. The colors really add to the environment.
Yeah, that's why I hate when there's no snow during the winter, because then it's just this.
It's just brown.
Just brown and
very Fallout-esque. I'll be honest. If there was ever like a state to base your like Fallout like game on, it would be like Eastern Washington. Or at least in terms of the colors and just like the environment is just bare.
Just very barren.
It's like it's very bones-ish. Like it's just dead. It feels dead. But then like it's in the spring and the summertime, it just all becomes green.
It's very vibrant. It's very like not as vibrant as like other areas, but definitely being in a desert during like late spring, early summer does give you a lot of colors.
I can't going.
At this time of year, it's just bad. It's just bad.
Bad vibes. Doomer vibes.
That's why I say I love the snow, because it adds color. Even if it's the color white, it's still
white is the most interesting color.
It's a juxtapose to everything else that's in the area.
Don't use pure white, they say. Nah.
Shut up. Dumps white on everything.
Real.
'Cause I feel like when there is colors peeking through the snow, it makes those colors pop out more. Because like all this brown that you see, if it was covered in snow, it would make those browns seem a lot less dreary and more like, oh, that's a warm color underneath all that cold snow.
Or it's a contrast. You go, oh,
Yeah.
what's this dark color doing?
It's this dark
White.
It adds something, but it's very flat. Like the colors are very muted and flat right now without the snow. Cows! Cows! There's cows fighting! Cows!
Cow cam.
I don't even know if any of those cows were on camera. I didn't even see if I was aiming it correctly. It could just be nothing.
Cows!
Cows!
Freeze frame. Count how many cows.
It's just a reflection of the camera lens.
That would be fucking crazy.
That'd be so funny. But yeah, there's birds too, but those won't catch on camera.
That man wants to die.
Apparently, look, there's a lot of traffic for him to pass like that.
Yeah.
Where are you going? You're going a little above the speed limit too. So the fact that
Oh no.
okay,
Rant time. We're gonna talk about cars now because we're in the car. I don't understand people's need to go like 20 over.
There's no reason.
And be
at
like,
all.
what are we doing here, chat? What are we doing? 20
It's
over?
so useless.
20 over? No. I'll go like 4 or 5 over. You know, speed maxing properly.
I just try to go the flow of traffic. So if everybody's going a little bit over, I'll tend to go a little bit over. But like, there's no reason to go like even 10 over the speed limit is just
I'm
too
gonna prove a
much.
fact, right? So I'm going 64. Oh, maybe I've lost a few seconds. We'll kick it to like 75. Watch this. So like, I'm like, oh no, I got passed. Give it a few seconds. I'm getting closer. The missile knows. Actually, I'm doing this wrong because I have it on set. But look, I'm slowly approaching the car that just passed me.
Yeah.
I'm now going 75. The guy behind me is going further, and I'm catching up close to this guy.
There's no reason to pass.
Because like hypothetically, right? If we were to go to the same location,
we get there at the same time.
Oh, but he'd get out of the car first. But it's like we're still here at the same time. It doesn't
make a
same
difference.
time relatively. Look it, I've caught up.
It literally, him passing did nothing. So I don't know why people feel the need to pass on things.
No.
And it was a risky pass too. There was a lot of oncoming traffic.
And I was close to the line too. I
There's
wasn't even paying
no
attention.
reason.
Look,
There's absolutely
I caught
no
up. I'm going
reason.
70. I caught up.
There is no reason to pass.
It's funny. I'll go back to 60, but it's like 65. But it's like that was useless. You did all that for nothing.
It makes no sense to me. Oh, I didn't get those on camera.
No.
More cows.
More cow. Moo
Cow
cow.
cam.
Cow
Cow
cam.
cam.
Cow cam.
Cow cam.
Cow cam. There's a lot of cows in Eastern Washington. There's a lot of beef.
Yeah. I think it's good though.
Oh yeah.
I think it's good. Like, I don't know. I think the cow farmers deserve a little more respect.
I remember the one time on the school bus, I almost melted my shoe
How?
in the morning because my feet were right next to the heater, and like they almost went away. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why are my feet so warm?
Why am I warm?
I'm like, oh my god, that heater's right there. What the fuck? It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, random tangent. I just thought about that.
How do they have the heaters on a bus that high?
Okay. On the bus ride I took in the morning, it was just necessary, man. It was so fucking cold. Like, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it's just like it just felt better. I was like,
I guess.
because I remember it would be fucking freezing sometimes, man. Like I don't remember if it was the year that blizzard came by or like the few days after it, but it was just all like, wow, man, it is blisteringly cold. Felt in the negatives. Back in my day, I used to wait for the school bus in negative temperatures. So when that happens, I'd love to get warmed up with the bus heater. It was kind of a cozy feeling. I have a fond coziness to it.
I wouldn't know. I always had a ride to school in the morning.
Nah, lucky bastard.
It was either my dad could take me in the morning because it was on his way to work, or if he would be sick, or if it was a late start, my mom would also have to go to work. So it just always kind of worked out in my favor that I could just get there. Plus, it was always early enough that either one of them, even if they didn't have to work, could just wake up and take me real quick and then just go home and go back to sleep.
Real.
It's just like, it's not... I think more parents should... Actually, no. Buses are essential.
Yeah, get the buses, man.
Make the buses easier for kids to get on, honestly.
They're really not, man. Where we live, it was kind of ass.
Did you hear that this year, they almost... Like, there's a big portion of the town that did not have access to buses.
What?
They just didn't have the funds or the manpower to be able to bus everyone.
You know what? I always hate getting political in the podcast. I really do, because I can yap about it. But it's so like, brother, these kids need to go to school. At least
like,
in some fashion or form.
What do they want? Like, what do they genuinely think's gonna happen if these kids can't get their education? Like, I hate to say it because I know a lot of people disagree, but voting no on the levy is literally only hurting the children. You're not hurting anyone else. You're not proving a point to the lawmakers. You're not proving a point to the school board. All you're doing is being like, F them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Which I think is just sad, because in my mind, I think the kids deserve to have the opportunity to have the same education that I got, if not better.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. It's been very dumb. Like, I know I've had this discussion where I remember there's just a talking point with like the gays, and I was like, dude, what do you think they're just like preaching? Just like, you should go fuck them. It's only about guys though, never lesbians.
They never care about the lesbians.
Never care about the lesbians. Where it's all like, yeah, the gays and stuff. I'm like, okay, brother, no, that's not how it worked. That's more like the kids talking to themselves about it than anything. It was never the teachers. Sex ed in our class was very, very loose. It probably should have been throughout all of high school. I'll be totally honest.
Honestly, probably. They probably should. They should focus a lot more on sex ed, honestly, because I think it's detrimental for the kids to go out in the world and, not know anything, not know enough about the opposite sex.
Yeah, and you know what?
Because if you find yourself in like an emergency where somebody's having a problem with their genitals or something or whatever, or like you need to, where you need the knowledge of how the other sex operates, a lot of people don't have that information, and that's a problem. Or making laws based on like the way a woman's body operates when you don't know how it operates to begin with.
Oh no, it's bad. It's very bad.
I can't claim I know everything about the woman's body, but I sure as heck am not going to make any rules about it because I don't know about it.
And I hear sometimes my cousins say some stuff, and I'm like, so there's a little thing with my family circle where it's all like, one specific daughter's made fun of, but then they take her word of mouth as true when they're like, what do they teach you in school? It's like, oh, about trans and I'm like, okay, wait, you ridicule her for failing Spanish or getting very bad in Spanish grades, but then you take her word of mouth of that and treat it as fact. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wait a second.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense here.
No, it's
and
wild.
I remember, and like, it's so weird to do that type of stuff, and then it's like later on in life, because that stuff crops up. It's out of curiosity at that age. But when eventually you get older, when you become a college kid, basically, when you leave your parents' house and you're free to do anything you want, because I see you with Nat and her friends and her friend group, it's like, that shit don't matter, bro. Yeah. This is experimental time. You can taste a pee-pee or a vagina if you want to. No one is gonna judge you, because that secret will go to you with the grave.
Fair enough, I suppose.
It's nuts. No, I've never done that.
The light of God is shining in my eyes. I've learned the truth.
I found the Ark of the
gays
Covenant.
need to go away.
Go, gay, go away.
God's rays are shining through me. I know the truth.
I know the truth.
Beat your wives.
No, don't do that. That's terrible.
Get rid of women's rights. They don't need them.
Yeah, but
Genuinely still don't understand how people can read the Bible and come to the conclusion women don't have rights.
I don't want to talk about it in full, but the sin of empathy thing, bro, I was about to actually fucking lose it. I'm like, I don't even read this thing, and I know for a damn fact that the whole thing, the entire New Testament, the thing that Jesus says, the old framework cannot function with me being around. You have to be nice to people. Is completely blindsided.
Yeah.
I don't get it, bro. It's so weird.
It's just hypocritical, honestly. Boo! Boo!
What are we booing?
There's a Cybertruck in front of us.
I'm gonna kill him.
Boo! Boo!
No, I won't kill him.
Anyway, I think that's about it for this episode.
Yeah.
There has been no structure to whatever topic we're talking about. This is literally road trip conversations.
Real.
So hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Well, maybe do this if you like it.
Yeah, tell us if you want more car casts. I'll do them in the future. Truck casts.
Truck cast, car casts.
Anyway.
Motor vehicle cast.
Motor vehicle cast. Anyway, that's it. See you guys next time.
Deuces.
Peace out.